what's going on, guys?
This is Danny.
And of course, this is Dev. And as usual, guys, you are watching Danny Dev TV.
Today we have an interesting topic. We're going to be talking about gaslighting and gaslighting in relationships. If you don't know what it means, it's mainly pertaining to like manipulation and brainwashing within relationships.
Let's get the actual definition of it so people can be on the same page. So, gaslighting is a form of persistent manipulation and brainwashing that causes a victim to doubt him or herself and ultimately lose his or her own identity, self-perception, and self-worth. The term itself derived from a 1944 film called Gaslight, in which the husband basically convinced his wife that she was going insane inside the relationship. And there's 7 points to this.
Yes.
So you want to take point 1?
The first one is they lie and exaggerate everything.
Okay.
Usually the gaslighter creates a negative narrative for the gaslightee. So.
And the gaslightee is the person they're doing it to.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right. So basically, paint them as the bad guy. Put this whole picture of perception like it's them and not you.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're experiencing that every time you get into it and someone takes it to the next level and exaggerates and you're just asking them a simple question.
Right.
or,
basic shit.
Or they don't want to basically or own up to like basic things and take it to a whole nother level, you might be getting gaslighted.
Gotcha. Okay, so point 2. Point 2 is what?
Repetition.
Repetition. So I like this point because this point goes into like the psychological warfare that the gaslighter perpetuates on the person that they're trying to basically convince that it's all them. It's never. It's you. You're the one that's actually crazy. And in any kind of psychological warfare, you have to be consistent with your tactics. So you never want to. I mean, because the minute you stop, that gives the opening for the person you're doing this to start questioning. Like, man, hold on, that don't make sense. But if you're consistent with it, that person's always going to question and be like, well, I guess so. I mean, or find some kind of excuse to justify that person's behavior when in actuality that's just a part of the strategy.
Yeah. Well, they always have to control the situation, control the conversation, so they can dominate.
Yeah. Okay.
Escalate when challenged.
Number 3.
Yeah, that's number 3. Escalate when challenged. Something like number 1, but more so, like I was saying, they put the blame and they deny. So this is more so like the deny tactic or strategy. Because you know how when someone's coming to you and you may be in the wrong, and some people may be like go total overboard. Well, that's what happens all the time with them. It goes so overboard to the point where it's kind of like they make you question like. Well, did
I take it too far?
Yeah.
Did I go too far? I mean, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
You know, it's when you're challenged in your falsehoods and your narrative and your strategies and your psychological warfare
and cause so much confusion.
Yeah. That's the whole point. That's actually the end goal is to cause is to cause confusion so that you can be able to question and be like, damn, maybe I did. Maybe I shouldn't have asked them that question. Yeah. Maybe I am crazy for asking them why would they keep lying about this basic ass shit. And you know, maybe it's me. You know. Okay, number 4.
Wear out the victim role.
Yes. Woo. Oh my goodness. This is like key. This is key.
Yeah, we're out the victim role.
I mean, it's so for me.
They on the offensive all the time.
Yeah.
So that automatically puts the other person on the defensive.
Yeah.
So it makes them look like they're the ones always coming
attacking
at the person.
You. Yeah.
So because they're controlling the narrative, the gaslighter. So through everybody else's lens, they're the victim all the time. Yeah. Basically.
Well, I mean, they have to be. Yeah. Otherwise, this whole tactic would never work. Yeah. You have to be the victim. Yeah. And if you're not the victim, then that allows once again an opening for people to be able to question your methods and tactics, and then it kind of like starts to crumble. Yeah. You know, so you got to stay the victim. So so thus far, because I know this is kind of like, so I just want to kind of go over really quick. So first one is what? Lie and exaggerate. Number 2 is repetition. Number 3 is escalate when challenged. Number 4 is wear out the victim role.
Which is that one is like the most I feel like that one is one of the most damaging ones.
Well, yeah. It is damaging.
Especially if it's in the public eye as well.
Yes.
It's
that's very true. Yeah. Because now you're forced in a position to either back down or basically embrace the narrative that's being created.
And what I mean in a public realm, I'm talking about, like, you know, because relationships over social media, stuff like that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that it makes that person look like the villain.
Yeah.
And you're the good guy.
Yeah. When in actuality, you're the one that's creating all this shit. Number 5, form codependent relationships. You want me to do that one? Or you got that?
I mean, it's basically people fearing they always have to have someone, so they never want to be alone, basically.
Right.
But you can go deeper into that one.
Well, what the codependent part comes in is and don't get me wrong, I don't have I don't have an issue with being dependent on somebody to a certain degree, because we all need help in certain situations. But the gaslighter creates a codependent situation where it's like they really actually need you more than you need them, but they create this environment where they make you feel like you need them just as much, when in actuality you probably should be getting the hell out of that relationship. And that's just my perspective, especially when you go from 1 up until 5 thus far. You'll see that really the codependency really kind of more so lies on that individual, but they have to make you feel like that in order for you to actually continue in this fucking relationship. So, next, number 6.
Give false hope.
Oh my goodness.
This is like the breadcrumbs to keep a person to stay around.
Yes. It is little tidbits.
And it works.
It works, yeah. If you're good, if you're good at being a gaslighter, you're efficient.
Yeah.
You're efficient. You know that you know exactly what to say, what little bit to give, how many text messages to send, how many calls to give, how many visits to make. You know, you do just enough to keep that person around, and you got them. Because that person's always going to think like, well, maybe it can get better. At some point, it will get better. Yeah. But in actuality, no, it would never get better.
It's a temporary madness to the situation. It's just Band-Aids.
Yeah. Number 7.
Dominate and control.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Full on, like you said, offensive. Mm-hmm. All the time. Yeah. You have to. Yeah. Otherwise, actually, number 7, if you don't do number 7, 1 through 6 don't even work.
Yeah, that's true.
Because if you don't dominate and control all of the narratives in each one of those situations, then you don't have anything at all. You know. So essentially, that's a green light. I'm sorry.
A red flag.
That's a red flag. But
the crazy part is that most time you won't know that it's happening. You won't know it's happening to you because
if they're good
in the beginning, you won't know. Yeah.
If they're good, then you would never know.
Yeah, well, eventually.
Until it's too late. Yeah, you won't know until it's too late.
Invested your time.
Yeah, you didn't. Now 3 months into it, 6 months into it. Hell, if you're real good, you got a year into it before you even realize like this shit is not going nowhere. Yeah. It would never go anywhere. But and you know the sad part about that is that there's actually, and I was thinking I said a year, but there's actually people probably been in gaslighting relationships probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years.
I mean, I don't think this term is now becoming trendy and popular, but now I'm thinking like, you've seen. Yeah, you've seen your parents be in probably gaslight situations. Yeah. I mean, you know.
It's crazy, but it's true. Yeah.
Family members, whatever. I mean, you've probably seen it. Yeah. Just didn't know what to call it.
Yeah. I mean, we got terms for everything now. Yeah. So if you know better, you do better.
Have you been? So the question is, and this is not this is because I know we were saying like this is what you need to do if you're going to be. This is not to. This is not saying. I guess. Putting gaslighters up on a pedestal. This is more so letting other people know when you're being gaslighted.
Yeah, and it's not to say that if you take some of these each individual points that means that you're being gaslighted. It's saying that look at all of these overall, and then look at your relationship, and then kind of like start making sense of shit. Like
it's 3 out of
right. It's if they start hitting 3 out of 5, you know, you may want to start kind of questioning like the direction of this relationship. It's not saying that, if a person, you know, is dominating, controlling all the time, that automatically means that you're being gaslighted. No, that person could be like me. I'm a very demanding person. I know I can be controlling at times. But if we're not applying all 7 of these things to it on a consistent basis, then that doesn't necessarily mean that applies to you in your situation.
Or if that person can't be there for you, but demanding all these things, you might be gaslighting.
Right. You balance.
They can't come through for when you're asking something.
Exactly. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Have you ever been a gaslighter or gaslighted, or have you been gaslighted before?
Have I personally?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a topic for another discussion. I would say yes. I
think that
been.
everybody has at one point, if you didn't know you were, especially with people maybe you just didn't see anything going with, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that everybody maybe has done it on some level, maybe. Not these extreme levels. I think this is but...
Oh, so you're saying that everybody has either been the gaslighter or the gaslightee at some point, whether they recognize it or not?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Well, that's that. Gaslighting, guys. Let us know if you ever gaslighted somebody intentionally or unintentionally. Like, if you're watching this now, you're like, man, I guess I did. Or if you've been the gaslightee, you're like, man, I didn't even realize . Yeah. Leave your comments, obviously.
All right. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right. Peace.